man, big dirty stinking Shabba. Yes, ready, cause here I come. Tell her mommy, tell her mommy, tell her mommy name Shabba. See me, cause. Tell her mommy, tell her mommy, tell her mommy name Shabba. Badadam, badadam, bada.
Vybz Cartel, Retrial, and what it means and what should be expected.
Are you ready?
Dancehall Court members, wagwan. Welcome again to the channel. And as usual, big up to all the subscribers, big up to all viewers, big up to all who are viewing for the very first time. Welcome to the channel. See, please remember to like, comment, share, and to subscribe. Yes, my beautiful people. So, this very minute, we will briefly talk about some few things. Vybz Cartel, Retrial, and what it means and what should be expected. But first, I wanted to give you a brief news as to the little island that we call Jamaica, where we all love so much, but some things that has been plaguing the island for some time now, especially crime. And there's a sad news right now where the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the police, has released this, saying that 223 lives have been lost violently in just the month of March. And that's something where the government and the whole of the people them should take into consideration. You see me? 223 in a just March 16. Today what date? Just March 6, from March 9 to March 16. 31 has been committed from March 9 to March 16. 31 life has been lost as it relates to violence. Know what I mean? Some serious thing them there, brother. Some serious thing them there, and we have to try to make sure so them thing there, you know what I mean? Yes, my people. So that was the dancehall court brief news. It's a brief news. So, to the big story now, people. The big story. See? Vybz Cartel and his co-accused and what happened on last Thursday. Conviction quash, and now we're looking towards new retrial and a bag of things. And I saw some comments as it relates to the news that retrial and people are, you know, saying all sorts of things, and some people are even burning fire and the one Paula Llewellyn. For those who don't know who Paula Llewellyn is Director of Public Prosecutions, which means all of these things that it relates to prosecutors and court case and all these things. She is the director. She do all of that. So, let me just quickly say this, that people be mindful of the things that the criticism and the critics and the threats and all. We don't need that. All the people who love Vybz Cartel, put thumbs up. Give us this video a like. All those who love Vybz Cartel, respect the man music, and in favor of Vybz Cartel, give this video a like right this minute. And to all those people who sympathize with the victim and his family, and condolences to his mother and all of that, give this video a like too. We're going to split the thing and we'll come to the best solution. We're going to split the justice straight down the middle, and come to the best solution where everyone can be happy. Alright? So I just ask people, and say, on behalf of Vybz Cartel, please don't make no threats onto Miss Paula and say anything negative and make it look like, you know what I mean, because they might use these things against the defense in the court, the day of court. Alright? So let's get into the story. It says, see you in court, which means she's preparing for retrial. Let's put it like that. She's preparing for a retrial, people. Retrial, Lord God. Again, all over again, gonna relive what happened 10 years ago. No, sir. But anyhow, it says Jamaica's chief prosecutor, Paula Llewellyn, King's Counsel, has moved to clarify her actions, before the decisions made by then Supreme Court Justice Lennox Campbell during the 2014 MURDER trial of entertainer Vybz Kartel and his co-accused to continue the matter after he became aware of an attempt to bribe the 12-member jury to acquit the men. Alright, so stick up in right there, my people. I'm gonna be spelling some words because of YouTube policies and rules and regulations. So some words I don't really want to say them out loud. So we are going to be spelling some words like we are on spelling bee, okay? Yes, we're gonna be spelling some words. We can spell, we can read. I mean, we all went to school of some sort. I went to Sister Blanche Basic School, but we still can spell. So we do a little spelling, right? Okay. So let's point out the word bribery. Okay, stick up in right at bribery, people. Let me just break this down quick and fast. Yeah. So on last Thursday, the Privy Council quashed the conviction, the previous conviction that these men who were found guilty and sentenced, the Privy Council has quashed the conviction, which means he sent the case back to its original format where they can decide whether to let them walk free or a retrial. See me? So let me tell you something about the Privy Council. They have the power where they could have said, okay, the trial was unfairly done. It wasn't, there was act of bribery and evidence were tampered with and so they could have said, okay, we find this case irrelevant and miscarriage of justice and blah blah blah, and we throw the case out, which means the guys have been free to go wherever they want to go. All right, but they did not do that. And when I hear of the ruling, the first thing I pray was that these people must have, in their mind, feel like these guys are not innocent. You understand? But they don't want the judgment to be just on them. So what they did, they quash the conviction. And I would say Vybz Kartel and his teams are very fortunate. Because what I gathered from when I listened to the guys is like they misunderstood what the bribery was all about. So bribery, make we look at the word bribery and who the bribery was in favor of. So bribery means money was being paid to bribe juries to return with a non or a not guilty verdict. I mean, so that appears to me as if it was in favor, or it would be in favor of the defense. So if the Privy Council had picked up on that, say that was that, then maybe they would have ruled differently. You understand? Yes, they would have. You understand? So we give thanks. Say them never really pick up and say the bribery is not like they were bribing the jury to come with a guilty verdict. No, that was the case. Then that could be a miscarriage of justice if that was the case. But the case was they were bribing the jury to return with a not guilty verdict, which would have ruled in favor of the defense. Bear that in mind. Okay, so let's move on in what the article is saying right here. It says, because it says attempt to bribe the 12-member jury to acquit the men. The Privy Council missed that. Anyways, while noting that the matter is still under judicial consideration, Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Paula. Paula said she felt compelled to speak on that narrow issue in light of what she labeled a campaign of misinformation being spread by certain counsel, which she believes amounts to an attempt to bring her office into disrepute. She says, I think it's a veiled attempt to intimidate the office of the DPP and myself from doing our professional duty in respect of properly preparing ourselves to make submissions to the Court of Appeal in this matter, as we are bound to do consequent on the ruling of the Privy Council in this matter. The DPP told the Observer Sunday. So let's look at another word right here, my beautiful people. Intimidation. You remember what I just said earlier on about be careful of your comments made towards Miss Paula and threats made, because I've seen the comments. I've seen most of the comments. And in the, you know what I mean, and some people are saying some things that they shouldn't be saying, because the prosecution can use these things against the defense. That is why I say, if you love Vybz Cartel, you would like to see Vybz Cartel win this case, keep your mouth closed. Don't say anything. Do not have anything to say or anything negative to say against or about the prosecutions and the prosecutors. Don't do that, because these things can be used against the defense in the day of court. Intimidation is the word we're looking at. Miss Paula says she thinks it is a veiled attempt to intimidate the office of the DPP and herself. Intimidation. They won't take intimidation. They ain't gonna take that. So watch it. See me? Watch it. Be careful what I say, people. Okay, continuing. The Judicial Committee of the Privy Council last Thursday quashed the MURDER convictions of the Adidja Vybz Cartel Palmer and his co-accused Sean Shanstam Campbell, Kahira Jones, and Andre St. John's for the 2011 MURDER of Clive Lizard Williams, and remitted the question of whether there should be a retrial to Jamaica's appeal court. I mean, remitted the questions of whether there should be a retrial. Okay, so the law lords in their ruling said the decision by the original trial judge to continue the case or the trial after the attempt bribe of the jury had been brought to his attention gave rise to a miscarriage of justice. So that is why I said they probably didn't get the full concept of the bribery. That is why I said that, because they are saying that the decision by the original trial judge to continue the trial after the attempted bribery of the jury was brought to his or her attention. You understand? To his attention. Right. So when the attempted bribery was brought to his attention, he should have, act upon that. But so he gave rise to a miscarriage of justice, which the guys the intention. Yeah, so I think that's what took place. You see what I say? Yes. But anyway. So Lord Lloyd Jones, in delivering the ruling, said the board was of the view that the tainted juror should not have been kept on the jury. So even though so they probably don't understand the whole thing, because he was kept, but he was still found guilty. They were still found guilty, even though they kept the corrupt jury or juror, the corrupt juror. You know what I mean? So they said they're saying that he should have been excluded from the panel. There was a need to isolate the other members of the jury from the source of contamination. In the board's view, allowing juror X to continue to serve on the jury is fatal to the safety of the convictions which followed. There was an infringement of the defendant's fundamental rights to a fair hearing by an independent and impartial court in accordance with Section 16 of Chapter 3 of the Jamaica Constitution. He stated, commenting further on the issue, Lord Lloyd Jones said, while the board is mindful of the very serious consequences which may flow from having to discharge a jury shortly before the end of a long and complex trial, it is also very conscious of the danger of deliberate attempts to derail criminal trials, in particular in their closing stages, by engineering situations in which it becomes necessary to discharge the jury. Alright? So on Sunday, Llewellyn said, contrary to the picture being painted that she had full sway in the matter, the opinion she rendered to the judge was as at his invitation, which means the judge invite her. She didn't pick up on herself and went. The judge, so she said the opinion she rendered to the judge was at his invitation. So the judge asked for her opinion. That's what she's saying. A situation which she said is not novel, as judges from time to time in the course of matters request the opinions of the head of the ODPP, even though she might not be the one handling the particular case. Okay? I have been made to understand that they have been saying that I somehow breach the Constitution by indicating that we didn't have a problem with the matter going ahead after it was brought to the judge's attention that there was this tainted juror. There are 50 odd lawyers who operate on behalf of the DPP, but under the Constitution, the DPP is able to step into any case at any time in the interest of justice, and neither the prosecutor who was there before the judge nor defense counsel can prevent that. It is a constitutional power, Paula pointed out. An opinion was canvassed from everybody, defense and prosecuting counsel, but the judge, who is supreme in the law, was the one who made the decision, weighing all the different factors, because he too would have been aware that previously a juror had to be discharged because she put in a situation where it was quite clear she would not have been able to continue, the DPP said. So, another word we want to underline and take a look at, my beautiful people, is the retrial and why. Okay, so the Privy Council, they quashed the conviction and they sent back the case to its original format. You know what I mean? So the Court of Appeal can, you know, they have to go make a decision. They have to make a decision as to whether they want to go to a retrial or they just gonna say, listen, we want to walk free. Okay, I doubt it very much that they would say, we're gonna open doors, take off bangles and trades, and that's on the go on the yard, on the free to go. I doubt that very much they would do that. One, the justice system would look like foolishness, as it already does to the Privy Council because of the jury situation. You see me I say? So they won't do that. Doubt that very much. It's unlikely. So retrial is more a possibility. It's more, they're more likely to go for a retrial. And going for a retrial can be a win or loss, same way as the original format. You're gonna win or loss. What it does good though is it gave both parties, prosecutions and defense, time and more knowledge so they could properly prepared for the retrial. New evidence, because the evidence used in the previous trial, they're going to have to flush that down the toilet, right? They're going to have to flush all those evidence on the toilets. You know what I mean? They can't use them again because, as they said, evidence were tampered with and all these things. So fresh evidence, fresh everything, fresh vegetable, fresh pair of socks, fresh pair of shoes, fresh pair of drawers, everything fresh, brand new. You know what I mean? For a retrial. And so, for the retrial, they might not go hard. They might say, no, this guy already done 12 years or 10 years. Bullshit. I mean, and they go soft and allow them to win. And, you know, just to make it not look bad for the system, justice system, as to say, you know what I mean? And yeah. But retrial is imminent. You understand? Next, what we want to look at is threat speech. Like, in some of the articles published and videos on YouTube, people comment and they say a bag of things, and some of them even make threats and say things as not direct threats, but like indirectly making threat suggestions. You get me? And we want to ask all those people who think they are doing Vybz Cartel a favor by doing and saying these things. We want to ask them to refrain from these, you know, these threat speech. It will do more harm to the defense than good. Alright? Another word we want to look at, people, is plea bargain. Now, plea bargain, as I understand it, is because a lot of people say plea bargain, it is a possibility of a plea bargain. I see a lady on YouTube, and she was saying something about plea bargain. When they go to retrial, Cartel should do a plea bargain in a private matter. But he might not want to do that. Because from what I'm seeing here, plea bargain is when you agree to a plea deal. Plea bargain is when you agree to a plea deal. You agree to admit you are guilty of violating the law and committing a criminal offense. In exchange for your admissions, a prosecutor may make some concessions. For example, the prosecutor might only bring some charges against you and not charge you for a certain other offense. So the prosecutor, so you remember what I said earlier? Then I said they might just come soft and allow them to win. You know what I mean? And then go. So yeah, so they might, so in the case of a plea bargain and Cartel them wish to run with a plea bargain, him going to have to admit say yes they did it and ask they don't cover threat and all these things. And you know what I mean? Which I don't have very much Cartel that go on do that, because for the past 10 years they've been saying they're innocent, and the Gaza people might be disappointed because they say, okay, then the world boss, after all of this and all of that, the world boss say, you know, run with a plea bargain. They probably think him is coward or whatever. A plea bargain is an agreement between a prosecutor and a defendant. Alright? A plea bargain is a agreement between prosecutors and defendants. Many cases in the United States and in plea bargains, and there are both benefits and downsides to plea bargains for both defendant and the state. This guide explains what a plea bargain is, how they work, and when defendants should consider accepting a plea bargain. So we will tell Cartel about accepting or not a plea bargain. So a plea bargain occurs when a defendant agrees to admit they are guilty of a criminal offense rather than making the prosecutor prove their guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So the prosecutor makes some types of concession to the defendant in exchange for admitting guilt, such as charging the defendant with a less serious offense or recommending less serious penalties. When a defendant enters into a plea agreement, the defendant typically must stand up in court and admit they violate the law. The prosecutor make recommendations to the judge in accordance with the terms of the plea agreement. However, judges do retain the discretion. So, however, judges do retain the discretion and are not required to abide by the deal that the prosecutor has made. So, even though so you see, it can for crying out loud, people. So, what they're trying to say, a defendant can enter into a plea agreement with the prosecutor and stand up in court and admit guilt, and then the judge say, you know what, he have different ideas, because him say the judge is not required to, they say judges are not required to abide by the deal. They're not. So them can come with different ideas. Say, okay, since you're guilty, go on up a big yard, go sit down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, or whatever they choose to do. So Cartel them have to be careful, as some people suggest say plea bargain. They have got to be very careful as it relates to plea and the bargain of plea. See me I say? But overall, people, what I'm saying is we don't want anybody to be sending any threats or making threats, assertions, or comments. You know what I mean? We don't really want that. I would like to see everybody who says Garza and in support of Vybz Cartel to remain silent for over the next period of time that the case, whatever the outcome or whatever they decided to do happens and took place and whatever. You understand? Just be silent, because remember, this is not a petty offense, you know. Remember, it's a big, serious. This I think are the biggest thing ever. You see what I say? So we got to be careful. I want to say, I want to exercise sympathy and say and condolences to the victims and his family, mother and everybody. You know what I mean? Because in everything we have to deal fairly. That's what the Bible says. and we have to abide by the Bible. We have to deal fairly, and if we have to look into the matter. And in my opinion and my philosophy, and me say, one, there's no proof of the crime. Let's be honest, there's no proof of the crime. We cannot prove the crime. So the crime took place. It's just a case where the guy missing, and everyone is assuming that a crime has been committed, but there's no proof. You understand? There's no proof. There is no proof. Understand? But I still want to extend sympathies and condolences to the family. You know what I mean? Especially the mother we see her on YouTube go on the most way and stressed out and crying. And she will feel some sort of way to, in all honesty, people. You know what I mean? Because we have to split the thing, you know. You have to split the thing. You understand? We have to think about both parties. So I must speak on the victim side first before I get to the defendant. So we have to consider the victim and his family. He probably have children. He might have a mother, probably a father too, and other siblings, and they are going through. They have gone through and is about to go through it again. So whole heap of stress and headaches and all these things, blah blah blah. You know the whole 100. You understand, people? So we have to consider them and want to say condolences and extend sympathies and all these things. You understand? Yeah, if the guy is indeed, a deceased, I mean, we don't know. But I'm just saying, you get me? And I know on the flip side, no one to say Vybz Cartel. No, I think look into the thing where say Vybz Cartel is not in the best of health. We have to we take that into consideration, and the fact that they already spent a decade behind bars, we will also take that into consideration. Because in most cases where we see where the crimes like these occurred, people get 10 years and do them 10 years and follow the road. So it's like in that sort of a 10-year sentence already. You know what I mean? So, we take that into consideration and say, okay, being as the fact that he already spent 10 years and he's not keeping the best of health, we could go for a reach. If I was the prosecution, that's what I would have done. So we could just do a retrial, just so making it look bad on the justice system. We do a retrial, but we just go easy and let them and then let them win. Make them boss a case, so to speak. You know what I mean? Bear in mind, so them already spend a decade in captivity. You get me? Making go see him family, like I said in my previous video. See him long to see him wife, him long to see him baby mother, him long to see him rest a girl them, him long to see him youth them, him long to see him grand youth them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that goes for the rest of the guys then too. You see what I'm saying? Not just Vybz Cartel. You see people? So I love to see him touch road, man. Because like I said, one life is already lost if that's the case. We know I have to see 4 other life, wasted because, you know what I mean? You see what I say? So I don't mind think that. We love the people, pick up on yourself, give it thanks to them for watching, you see what I say? And we love them just like that to the moon and right back. Please do remember to like, comment, share, and to subscribe. So until we drop the next video, stay safe and look after each other. Alright, Jamaica, we need to come back to Jamaica, what Jamaica used to be like. Alright? Trust me.